gonna sit down here for a little bit. These are literally, I think, to make a gallon of this booze. I don't think, I know. I'm just estimating the cost of these ingredients. The yeast, it's a huge pack of yeast. You could do a lot less than that. We're only going to use a very, very small amount of this yeast. The apple juice and the sugar, let's just say, I don't know, $1, $4, another, sugar's commodity is, this is 4 pound. So it's like 40 cents a pound. I think it's like 40. I think sugar is like 40 cents a pound right now, and we're not going to use any more than a pound. So what we're going to do is make very inexpensive booze, which a lot of people would call this hooch, and hooch is a product that is made usually in jails and prisons and so on and so forth. That's the terminology, hooch. It's just a very cheap product that you can make, and it creates alcohol with minimal amounts of ingredients. Kind of a booze puttanesca, Italian for little ingredients. Puttanesca. It's usually a pasta puttanesca. So okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let me stand up first. We need to make a little bit of room in here. I don't have any containers to put this in, so I'm gonna ask the wife to hold this for a second. Just hold this for a second. Let me pop these ingredients open.
Let me get this guy
cat
out of the way.
Don't get my face.
I'm not getting your face. I'm not even looking at you.
We don't have anything to put these in. I hate to do this, but it's going down the drain. We gotta make a little bit of room. You know what? Actually, let me reserve a little bit of this. We have a coffee pot. Let me rinse it real quick.
Yeah. You know we got mugs.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna reserve a little bit of this liquid. I'm just making room for sugar right now.
Rotate the device.
Oh, don't rotate.
I re-rotated it back. I fixed it.
To get your face?
No, not to get the face.
Alright. Okay, so now we're going to add the sugar. You want your sugar to be dissolved before you add your yeast. And usually what you do is you bring this up to 180 degrees temperature, roughly. I'm going to put a pound of sugar in here. I really don't need to weigh it because I've been doing this a very long time. So put a pound of sugar in there. Poquito más, which is German for a little more. Don't need it anymore. You want the sugar to be dissolved is a big thing. So we're gonna shake the shit out of this. We're gonna shake it. Shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Well, my baby don't mess around because she loves me, and this I know for sure. Okay, shake it. Now you want to dissolve the sugar before you add your yeast. Make sure your sugar is broken down real good. After you pitch, is what they call it. After you pitch your yeast, you do not want to shake it like a Polaroid picture or a salt shaker. Either one would be bad.
Hey, hun, I gotta go.
All right. So we shook it. I'm going to pull that thing off of there so we can get a better look at this thing. One-handed booze bandit. All right. Dun, dun, dun. A lot of people don't know this, but what I do for a living is I paint cars. I paint cars for a living. That's how I know how to make booze. I am Desmond Shrive, 99.95. All right, so it looks pretty well broken down. You really don't want any sugar. Yeah. All right. You want all the solids gone. Let's just settle a little bit. All right, let's get done fucking around. Wait a minute. We're not going to do a marathon. All right. Your yeast. Now, when you select your yeast, I'm using a baker's yeast, which you can buy. It's readily available. If you can't come across yeast, if you can't find yeast in raw form like this,
Probably not qualified.
if you can't find raw yeast like this, you can use other things, products that create or already have yeast in it. Oh, there's a fucking bee in here or something. What the hell is that thing? It's not a bee. I don't know what it is. It's fucking dead now. Oh no, it's not. I missed it. All right. Hold on. I gotta chop the whole top off this fucking thing because I'm doing one-handed. It only takes a few seconds. You've added your 1 pound. It's 1 pound of sugar per gallon is your ratio. And then your yeast is several ounces to that. You can see the yeast. I don't want to spill it all over the goddamn place. Alright. So you want to add your yeast. We're pitching yeast now. Now after you do this, you can't go wrong. The more yeast you add, all you're going to do is add a flavor to it. You see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of whipping it around. You don't want to fuck with it too much. It's a living organism. It's just got to be introduced to the liquid. Okay, that's good enough. I want it off the knife though. All right, there we go. And we reserved a little bit of this stuff. Now, it's going to expand on you. So you want to leave some room for expansion. All I'm doing here, if you missed the beginning of it, is I'm just putting more apple juice back in again. You got to leave some room for expansion. And your concoction is made. What we're doing now, what I am doing, we aren't doing shit. What I'm doing now is just simply putting the cap back on to keep bugs and airborne pathogens which will foul the taste of your beer or wine. This is being made from a fruit. So what we're making here, what a lot of people call hooch, which, it's the name that's adopted over the years. This is apple jack, or hard cider, or a wine is really what we're making here. This is a wine. This will come out to, 11 to 20% alcohol by volume. This I know for a fact. Without hydrometers, this I know with a lot of certainty. Without we buffered. You guys still there? All right. What's this here? Listening and watching. Can't chat, but I don't know what that means. Mama Crazy Curls. What did she say in there?
Oh,
No. It's not showing your face.
listening and watching. Can't chat, but I'm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sorry. Well, that's it. I mean, really. Okay, so for under, God, we're right around about $5. I mean, roughly $5. You got over a gallon worth of booze here. This is undissolved yeast, unactivated yeast, which is a living organism. This is what creates your alcohol. Just that, yeast. We use it for making bread and everything else like that. If you don't have this, if you're locked up in the county or somewhere where you can get your hands on bread, which everywhere you can get your hands on bread, you could use bread in its place. Anything with active yeast still living in it. Yeast is all right. So booze manufacturing one. That's it. A pound of sugar to a gallon of liquid. 1 pound of sugar, gallon of liquid, several ounces of yeast. And now when the yeast is up there, okay, this is what a lot of people get confused about. How long will it take? I don't know what's going on. Well, should I shake it? Do I stir it? No, don't stir it. Don't shake it. Don't do anything. This cap, all you're doing with this cap is keeping bugs out. Okay, so you just want to set it down on there and give it a half a turn, if that, a quarter turn. You want the air to escape out. The carbon dioxide has got to release out through it. It's got to vent out somewhere, but you don't want bugs and airborne pathogens to come in to foul the taste of your booze. And with that said, anywhere from 3 days to a week, you will have 20% by volume or under. Maybe about 11, actually, unless you keep, that's more complicated. But that's it. That's it. You got a gallon of booze. Period. Plain and simple. Booze Manufacturing 101. Desmond Hume. Yeah. Cheers. We'll sample this in 3 days to a week. Cheers.